Hey everybody. Happy Monday. How the heck are you? I guess answering for myself, I had a really great weekend. I was at the G2 conference event. It's kind of a weird thing. It's like a weird like VR, AR, drone, video game, laser tag event, which is pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of interesting things going on. Um, Yeah, so I was showing Delver there at the Indie Space with some other local Seattle Indies, and it was pretty cool. It was a good event. I got to hang out with lots of kiddos, got to talk about Delver a lot. I also took the opportunity to have people play the gamepad version of Delver, which I am working on improving and shoring up, and I have a nice big old thing full of notes to fix. So I think I'm going to fix some of that stuff today. So let's get this thing going. So, hey, I am Joshua. Today is October 23rd, 2017, and this is the new Delver Week daily stream. I used to stream other projects over my lunchtime, but I think for the near future, until we finish Delver, I'm going to stream Delver over my lunch break just to get an extra little push, try to get this thing finished, try to keep me on task. And that way you get a better feel for what we're working on. So let me flip over to my next screen. There we go. So yeah, this is the Delver Game daily week daily stream. You can find our website at delvergame.com. Delver is a procedural dungeon crawler with fantasy first-person roguelike elements in it. Delver is a passion project. Delver is made by two people. We work on this in our free time, our weekends, our evenings. Lately, I've been working on this a little bit more full-time. I'm trying to get this thing wrapped up. We are on Steam Early Access. Our website has a link to the Steam page. You can buy us for $7.99. Let me see what else. All this junk, excuse me. We will be released when we release our full version, hopefully within the next month. We will be changing the price to $9.99. So if you still want to get it at the $7.99 price, feel free to buy it now. If you want to wait and see what the full version is like, please feel free to wait. It's not going to be significantly different than the current version. It's just going to have basically the quality bar across the board has been raised, and some new systems and some bug fixes. I was demoing the basically final version at G2, and I had a pretty good response to it, so I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so that's delvergame.com. There's also a Humble widget if you're into that. But the Humble build is out of date. The Steam build is the most up-to-date version. Once we release the Steam build, the final one, we will update our other platforms. This includes Humble, this includes Android, and this hopefully will include iOS. But that right now is a future Joshua problem. The present Joshua problem is getting this thing done. And right now I'm working on shoring up my gamepad support. So let us take so I'm kind of in the middle of something, so let's just kind of see where I'm at. So let's do a clear, let's do a git status. So I'm kind of changing some things. So right now I'm in the middle of, so I noticed with, let me play and talk. Let's do that. That's a thing I could probably do, right? So I noticed some behavioral patterns that consistently happened across many players without me prompting. So I kind of noted that down. And the big one is that players have different expectations for what the buttons on the controller do if they're in a menu versus when they are actually in the game. And this makes total sense. So I think our biggest challenge here is to respect that. So for example, people always, so the biggest thing I saw all the time at the conference was people would bring up their menu, they'd fiddle around with it, they'd want to close their menu by hitting the cancel button for menus, which is B, and they throw their weapon. And that's obnoxious. So, and also too, another thing is if I'm trying to, let's say I'm on my menu here, and I want to pick up this apple and I hit A, I both eat the apple and I pick up my weapon. So again, we need to separate out, like when you're in a menu, the controller needs to be like in a menu mode and it needs to behave appropriately. So I've done some changes for that. So for example, if you go into your map, You can hit the map button to close out the map, or you can hit the back button to close it out. And in fact, probably in the map, it would probably make sense just for any button to close the map. So maybe that's a better thing to do. Because for example, like in the message dialogues, any button will progress the dialogue forward. Another thing too is the shop keeps. When you are implementing a shop in Delver, if you want gamepad support, the shop has to have the pause option turned to true. If not, the player will not be able to navigate any of the shop menus. They will be able to walk around with the shop menu up, and they can't get out of it until they actually manipulate stuff with the keyboard. So that's a big thing. I've had to go through and manually edit the levels that have shop keeps in them. I'm trying to think if we should do this programmatically or what. But yeah, so looking at my list, I need to advance the message overlay with any button press. I need to another weird one, another weird bug that we're dealing with is for example, if I have multiple things in my inventory and I want to say put this wand up into slot 3, when I hold down drag and I move it over multiple things, it actually scoops up multiple things, and it makes it hard to manipulate my inventory. Because you see how there I scooped up the green potion, and that's the thing that actually got placed and not the wand like I wanted. So that needs to be ironed out. Also the for example, I changed it too, so spawn food. So if I pick up this bread, I can use the bumpers to go to any item in the inventory. And if I hit bread, if I hit attack, I will eat it. If I have a note and I hit attack, I will read it. So there are some other upgrades that I need to make sure that this system honors that. Let me see. Yeah, there's another thing too. So if, for example, if I charge up my attack and I hit the right bumper, I will consume that potion, which is not desirable. So I think I need to figure out some sort of edge case there that I don't want to catch it if it's held. I want to catch it when you actually perform the action. So similarly, I should be able to do the same thing by holding this down and then going here. We'll read the note. And yeah, I need to change that check to make sure that it was like a recently pressed thing and not a held down thing. So that's going to be some changes there. Yeah, something got messed up with the status effects. I need to sort that out, but that's not related to gameplay or the gamepad changes. Yeah, and those are the gamepad changes that I am looking to make today. So make sure that B cancels. And actually in the map, I'm going to make sure that the any button in the map cancels. Let's go start making some of these changes. Let's go to the map overlay. And what I can say is button events. Yeah, so I can simplify this statement to be button events dot size greater than 0, or mini button events dot size greater than 0. So this will allow us to exit the map just by hitting a button to dismiss it, which I think makes sense because you can't manipulate the map in any way, so there's no reason to have any like special buttons to make that go away. You just want to dismiss it, so that makes sense. Yeah, so my the bonus streams means I normally stream Delver development on Sundays, but since this is outside my regular schedule, it's a bonus stream, and I'm actually setting up a Delver week daily stream until we finish the game. Okay, so map, and then yeah, map can be dismissed by anything, which I think makes sense. Our pause menu can also be dismissed with back. It can be dismissed by hitting pause again. It can be dismissed by hitting not quit back. Hey Dakota. Tango Knight asks, do throwing weapons do the same damage if they are used normally? Weapons do, and junk will do, I believe, 1 point of damage. So I smashed the that crate there with this note. I should be able to break that stuff. But yeah, so the weapon will do a damage roll on hit. Yeah. Cool. G2 was really good. Thanks for asking, Dakota. Tommy Boy 105. Hello. Okay, so map can be dismissed easily. Start can be dismissed easily. It's that old inventory screen I'm going to have to really work on, because ideally, like A should only pick up things, and then B should dismiss the thing and not like throw. Like the inventory screen needs some love, so that's where I'm going to be spending my effort today. The deepest anybody got into Delver at G2 was, of all the people I demoed to, only 2 people made it to the caves this year. Last year, I had several people make it to the sewers and 1 person make it to the ruins. So I think with the surprise system of adding the bombs and some of the surprise monsters, I think it is a little bit more difficult. So yeah, so caves level 1 was the farthest anybody made it. Delver is significantly more tough now. And no Dakota. Ruins was last year. Okay. That's good. Oh goodness. Yeah, so the inventory screen is interesting because it's not like all the other menus. It's its own thing. I think also the character screen is similar. Let me see if it does anything differently. Make content. Make title. Make row. Yeah, so I need to figure out how to correctly like separate out input when we're in this screen. I think typically the player does a toggle inventory action, which sets the menu mode to inventory. I wonder if it's sufficient to just wrap the player input in that sort of like in a check from menu mode, maybe. Maybe. I think the controller state or the gamepad manager. So this has a menu mode here. Menu mode. Gamepad manager. So gamepad manager itself has a menu mode, and where is this actually being used? Yeah, so this is a property set on this, but it's also separate from the game.menu mode, and gamepad menu mode has they probably ought to be somehow tied together. Let me see. Let's think about that. Yeah, I'm thinking a couple of ways to do this. So this menu mode, I could make it a public enumeration, and I could then check for player. I could handle the player input here, perhaps. drop. Where is this used? Find usages, search drop. So it is drop pressed or controller state dot drop. Interesting. Dakota, life is going by too fast. I am a very, very busy person. My time is extremely limited, and it all goes by too fast. So input is drop pressed. Return keys down. Key bindings get action drop. Do we do any controller stuff in here? Two back actions. Yeah, maybe you should live in here. That might be a way for me to wrap that up. Drop pressed. I'm thinking if I could wrap all of this, maybe. If it's not dead and is in overlay. So what is this thing actually encapsulating? It's like map, back, character screen to inventory action. So I could do the check. Because when you toggle inventory, we set the menu mode on game, so maybe that's something I can look at. And this is in input, which lives in game input. Now, what about here? Here, game. I could add that check, maybe. Let's try that. Let's set menu mode. Maybe it's a public. Game dot menu mode. Menu mode equals menu mode dot hidden. Cannot be referenced in a static context. So something like that. I think we'll take a game dot. Let me see. Yes, game dot instance. There we go. Game dot instance dot menu mode. There we go. So let's see if that at least fixes the drop issue. Or maybe, okay, that's good. So what I need to do, it also makes it so I can't toggle back out. Yeah, that's not a good solution. So I need to put some logic. Chop this bit out. So if we're in there, is dropped pressed or control state drop. Uh, and so if you press drop and the also let's go here and turn this or gamepad manager dot control state dot drop. Then I can go and simplify this. Okay, so there, and input that needs to be a logical OR. Yep, that is a logical OR. There we go. And so if drop is pressed and the menu mode is menu mode hidden, do a drop. Yeah. So now I can do so do inventory action, toggle inventory. I could always just do something like if what I want to do if game or how do I find that? Where am I looking at the gamepad stuff? Gamepad game instance input. Gamepad manager control state gamepad. There we go. Control C. Go back to where I was. Game dot. So gamepad manager dot. Control state of menu button events. Dot contains menu buttons. Cancel. Not true. Then do something. This and this is also if I want to say if our current mode is not hidden, set it to hidden is what I want to do. So this, that. So if menu mode is not equal to hidden, game.menu mode instance.menu mode equals game.menu mode dot hidden. I'm doing all right. My voice is recovering from shouting all weekend, but I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Hey, Hawaii. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Okay, there we go. Dang it. Okay, so we got that. Yeah, so it's still throwing on exit, but that is fixable. I just have to do a game.gamepad manager.control state. And then this one needs to be dot clear events. And this one needs to be a dot reset state. There we go. Yo. No worries, Hawaii. I appreciate you hanging out and stuff, but yeah, don't feel like you have to show up. Like your support is important, but like I understand people have lives and things to do. Okay, cool. So let's grab this dagger. Let's go ahead and... What is going on here? So that... So that's even stranger now. So let's, instead of doing this, let's say it's not hidden, then we need to do something like if game.instance.menu mode equals game.menu mode inventory. Game.instance.toggle inventory. Else game.instance.toggle screen. Let's give that a shot. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, I'm just really focused on trying to get this thing in a good state and getting it shipped out to you guys, and then getting ready to go into support mode. Yes. Oh my goodness. Cool. Perfect. Yeah, no, once you launch a game, Dakota, I'm going to spend like the next 3 to 6 months fixing bugs and addressing issues. Like it's not like once you release the game, you're not done with it. You can't just like I think it's poor form if you just release something and then just totally walk away from it. Like I mean, I understand the want to do that, but I don't think you should. Cool. Yep. So map, you can hit back. Start, you can hit back. Inventory, you can hit back. We need to figure out this scooping up stuff, right? Because if I go into my inventory and I want to grab this wand, if I hit A, I scoop up the note, and I don't want to do that. So let's take a look at that. Okay. Also, let me just since I put the code in there to toggle the character screen. Let me make for certain that I can in fact back out of the character screen. Yeah, Hawaii. So yeah, over this past weekend, I went to a show and I spent oh 20 hours demoing Delver to people and taking notes. And my primary demo station was on a controller because I had hacked together some gamepad code on Friday on my bonus stream, and I took notes what did work, what did not work, and things to be fixed. Yeah. So if I go here and I go here and I go to my character screen, I hit back. Yes, it works. That's all I had to do. Okay, cool. So now we need to not vacuum stuff up if our inventory is open. The show was called G2. Let me drop a little link. It's kind of this. It's a big. It's like a. It's an AR VR video game, drone RC. Like it's kind of like a. It's kind of like a geek culture tech thing. I did it last year, which was their first year, and I had a good experience, and I had a good experience this year too. I'm really the thing is it's also you get like you get just a really random walk of folks because not everybody is there for video games, so it's always interesting to see people who aren't gamers give me feedback. It's really cool. Okay. Nope, Chad was not there. This was just a Seattle thing. Okay. Yeah. Also, I think I want to remap the cursor to the right stick. I think that makes more sense. Let's see if I can figure out where that code lives. Let's just look and see where everywhere that we're using this inventory. Find usages. UI. Okay, so I want to figure out because we're doing something where we are. somewhere we are having that virtual cursor. Yeah, so let me just step through. So toggle inventory. Set the menu mode. Set the menu mode. Inventory should create a new inventory screen. That seems fine. Menu mode, set visible, all that good stuff. Game bag visible. Menu mode inventory. So somewhere. Gamepad. Nope. Where do we do the virtual stuff? Input cursor, set cursor catched. Interact mode. Will we still use interact mode? Yeah. Take care. Have a good one, Hoi. Hey, Louis Carl. Yeah, so folks, Louis Carl helped me run my booth over the weekend, and I greatly appreciate his support and his growing expertise in Delver. He's becoming pretty good at the game, you know, demoing it to people. So Neil Slicker says, are you going to change it so that when the game detects a controller, it changes to, say, X instead of E? Yeah, that is also on the list. We need to have some sort of... it needs to be sensitive as to what you are playing the game with, if you're using gamepad or if you're using mouse and keyboard. And it's gonna be interesting to, like, because if you bounce back and forth, we need to figure out that somehow. Okay. Set cursor catched. Refusing gamepad. Show gamepad cursor. Okay. Gamepad cursor. Okay, this is getting closer. Showing gamepad cursor. Showing gamepad cursor. Gamepad cursor position. Okay, that's probably the property I am more interested in too. Let's see where we assign this. So get pointer X. Gamepad cursor position at X. Assignment. Find usages. Sure. Okay, so we have a get gamepad cursor position. Do we have a set? This is a public property, I assume? Yes, so it can be set outside this class. Oh, here we go. Player. Cursor position. Yep, here we go. Controller move. I think I want to switch this over to controller look. Yeah, let me try that. So controller look. And that way too, if you are in your inventory, this way you can kind of try to get out of the way. Let's see if this works. Have I planned a new thumbnail icon, something? Yeah, I ought to. I'm just not sure if it's really crucial to shipping the game. I don't know. Yeah, like there's like a million things I could be doing. I guess gotta chop them down until I have just the main stuff. So here. Oh, it's doing both. Oh. Okay, so I need to figure out, yeah. So that's only half the solution. Okay, so if you're showing the cursor, if the cursor is caught, yeah, so the cursor caught means we're not in the inventory, we're not doing anything else. If we are showing the gamepad cursor, we want to let me just audit controller. Move. Okay, so this actually might, so I might need to swap this with look, and then where are we looking? We're doing our controller look calculations. Yeah, this. So let's copy this, paste that, and controller Xmod. What is controller Xmod? Oh, let's copy that. Oh yeah, so mouse invert is tied into gamepad invert as well. Okay, cool. That was a question that came up. I never did get the inverts bound to a button, and in fact, over the entire weekend, I only had 2 invert players. Okay. I think I can get rid of all this here. I can get rid of this. Nope, not that too much. That there. Let's see how that behaves. Okay, let me see. So, and so I could, oh yeah, so I could look around, and yeah, my cursor is inverted from what I think it ought to be. That is, yeah, super bizarre, but easily fixed with a bit of math. Okay. So in here, I think I need to flip both of these. Let's see. So let's just test the X and the Y axis independently. So X, Y, yeah, that behaves as I think. Cool, thanks Dakota, yeah. This is not it's not the overworld, we just have a camp. So in between runs, after death, you return to the camp, and the camp allows you to buy some bits of gear and stuff. Yeah. And I am working on shoring up our gamepad input. I think it's all right to be able to run and manage an inventory, maybe. Or should I make you? Or should you be stationary when you're in the inventory mode? What are you folks' thoughts in the inventory mode? Should you be stationary, or should you be allowed to walk around a bit? Yeah, I can quickly comment out that code and see how it feels. Ba, 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 ba. I didn't mean to do that there, but that shouldn't hurt anything. TU1, says, don't you ditch the splash screen while testing? Doesn't get annoying. No, I don't mind blasting through the splash screen. It only takes like, I think, 3 seconds. That's not a big deal. Cool. And now I just can't move at all. So this is if showing, if showing gamepad cursor. If you're showing gamepad cursor. Yeah, so if cursor is caught. If the cursor is caught, convert the look. Access to the pad cursor. Okay. So this is, let me see, this is the view. This is not, this is if cursor is caught. Or should I move this up here as well? I think that's right. Yeah, but I don't launch it 1,000 times. I launch it maybe a dozen, so maybe. Yeah, I usually whenever the stuff's rolling, I just look over at Twitch. Okay, so so there we go. Cool. I think this might be the cursor might be affected by sensitivity. Also wondering, is the view affected by sensitivity as well? My feeling is yes. So let's turn input, turn the sensitivity all the way up. Let's see what that does back. Yep. So this sensitivity, the mouse sensitivity and the gamepad sensitivity are both controlled by the same property. And then this doesn't actually. This feels like it's not scaled at all to the sensitivity. So that's curious. But that means I can change this speed without messing up players. I guess it's okay that they're separate from each other. There we go. Okay. Let's just this is that factor right there. I guess we can. It's 8. Let's try doubling it to 16. See how that feels. It might be nice to have some sort of acceleration too, but that's a little bit more sophisticated. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess where Chad and I grew up, in the Midwest of the United States, fireflies are everywhere. Like in the summer, they're just like, you can just see hundreds of them. Okay, that feels a little. Again, that feels a little on the fast side. I don't know. Like, let me see if I can make this whole acceleration thing work. Um, so let's revert this back to those original values. Um, and let's go ahead and commit what we have because I think we've made some good progress. Um, okay. Yep. That's condensing the drop pressed. Yep, that's the stuff we're doing right now with the controller look. Yeah, that looks fine. And making that public, that's fine. Adding some clear events and reset state to the controller state, that's fine. Making the map overlay exitable by any button is good. All overlays can exit by cancel. Yeah, cool. So git add dot git commit -m more gamepad. Work. Push. Git pull. Git push. Uh-oh, merge conflicts. Oh lord. Let's look at window overlay.java. Okay, so where does it start? Head version. Where is, oh, there we go. I think all this is fine too. I think Chad may have added the ability to use keyboard stuff in menus, which is total sense. Let me just double check these changes before I do anything crazy. Why is it complaining? Did I goof up my brackets up here? I did. Okay. What's it complaining about down here? That override. Annotations are not allowed here. Okay. It looks like, oh, git merge is really throwing a wrench, but it's not so bad. Okay. Yep. Just a few braces in interesting spots. Let's check it. Okay, so I think that was to overlay menus, so that should be like this. And yeah, so we can use the arrow keys to navigate our menus now. Yeah, which is good. I think for PC gamers, using the arrow keys to navigate menus is like second nature. So it's good that we do that. Cool. Clear. Git add this one. Git status. Git commit -m merging Gamepad. Food. Push. Cool. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so let me so we have 8 minutes left. So feel free to ask questions if you have anything. I'm gonna play a little bit with the gamepad while I read my notes to make sure that I've addressed some of the things. I'll check them off my list with a big red pin because I like working with red to indicate that I finished things. So let's go to let's start a new game. Let's do this, and I'll just quickly kill myself, and then we'll go to a new campfire and die. Yeah, it's just my lunch hour stream. I have other things to do throughout my day. So, message overlay, any button should advance. So I should be able to go, say, to the story guy and advance with any button, which is working fine. So, check. So the inventory scoops up multiple items. That is still a issue. The bag and belt upgrades are still an issue. When switching away from a drawn weapon to a consumable, the consumable will be eaten. Let me see if that's probably still the case. I can simulate this by grabbing that and go to my inventory, and I can drag this. Oh, I see. Yeah, so holding. So now I see why Chad put he put drag on. He put the cursor on the left stick because, as you can see, my hands right here, like trying to hold down A and move the view around is not super great. I could just bind it to both. That would be an okay thing. I can play around with that. So if you draw this and I hit, yeah, that still is a bug. Yeah, it actually doesn't execute the attack until you come back, so that's kind of a weird. Does the same thing happen with this? It does. That's also the same behavior with the mouse wheel. Yep, so that behaves exactly the same. It's not a gamepad specific bug. Yeah, so I think the biggest one I was trying to get is that. Yeah, let me turn the sensitivity down just a touch. It still feels really high. Options. Okay, so X, and there we go. I think I'll put it on both, just so you like, because I think both is fine. Let's try that real quick. I wonder. If they're additive, you can move. Yeah, this is gonna be Bizarro. So this controller is a Vector 2. Do they ever get 0, or do I, yeah, I need to check 1 and see if it, because like right now this implementation is going to be a little goofy. Yeah, so sometimes you want to switch away from a weapon without actually attacking. This is the bow in particular. Plate. So that's now inverted, and I can do both, which is super weird. Let me straighten out the weird. There we go. And let me just do something like if something, use this one. Otherwise, only use this one because we don't actually want to use both. And maybe I'll say the move one is the predominant one. So controller move dot len 2. I think this is just the square distance. Yeah. If controller move len 2, say greater than 0.01 f. So if it's because basically you have to be careful with floats, because comparing to 0 with floats is like dangerous, like trouble zone where you get weird bugs. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so X. Weird. So it's only working if weird. Okay, what's going on here? Controller look. I'm a dummy. Deaths aren't a bad thing, Tengu Knight. I don't think we should worry so much about that. Yeah, that feels all right. Yeah, I'm gonna flip it so we prefer the left one. So this needs to be controller move. Let's duplicate this and then move it up here and then move that down there and then get rid of that. Cool. There we go. Again, if you're perceiving death as a ruined stat, then I think you're misunderstanding Delver. Cool. So there's that. We prefer the left one, but the right one also works. Well, I think that feels better. So basically what happens is when you bring up the inventory and you hit any stick, you can manipulate the cursor, and I think it feels all right. Cool. Cool. Let's just commit this real quick, and I'll call it a stream. The gamepad cursor can be manipulated by both axes. I think that's how you spell axes, right? Yep. Cool. Nice. Let me see. All right. Cool. So this has been my new, I guess, week daily stream of Delver. Let me think. Yeah, so I'm a Twitch affiliate. You can follow me here on Twitch at Joshua Skelly. You can follow me on Twitter at Joshua Skelly to see what I'm up to. I treat my Twitch subscribers like a tip jar, so if you like what I do, if you think it's interesting, if you think it's entertaining, if you want to see more of it, please subscribe. It means the world to me. I have 9 lovely subscribers in no particular order. They are Nuobj, Louis Carl Actual, Neil Slichter, Fifth Elephant, A Literal Train, Smith, Dr. Kegel, Glass Casket TV, and Codrake. Thank you so much for supporting me. I'll be back tomorrow at noon for more Delver Week Daily Dev Stream until we finish up this project. All right, folks, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.